Hi everybody, it's Julie, and today I'm going to be adding embroidery to my fabric to alter it for the February Fabric Junk Journal Challenge 2022. So I figured I have this and I will be using some of that, but I thought it would be kind of fun and different to use ribbon for my embroidery instead of embroidery thread. Because, you know, I tend to have to find and do something different. So I have this embroidery hoop, and I'm going to go ahead and actually use it. And I'm going to cut this piece off. Okay. So we'll have more that we can use later. Okay, so I'm thinking just simple embroidery. I'm going to go ahead. I have a needle here that is barely big enough, but I can put my edge through. Projects like this, I find that, you know, the smallest needle that I can use that will work is the best for me. You know, my needles that I usually like to use are too small for this. The easy threading ones. We'll cut it at an angle. See if that helps. Just push it through. Go. Okay. And I am going to want, let's see, I'm going to cut it. It's about a yard. Okay. Gave myself about a yard. Okay. And I'm going to go right in the center for my little thing. I'm going to go ahead and pull this on. I'm not going to put a knot. I'm just going to try and make sure that I don't come back and close that up. Okay, so I'm going to go back in the same hole and come out. I've got little squares here, so I'm going to come over about 2 squares over. Okay, and then I'm going to pull this through. Okay, so just like we would embroider with embroidery floss. Now I'm coming back over the top up here. I'm just going to make a little daisy because, you know, it's my favorite, and we have been using a daisy style flower that we chose for stamping. Okay. So I want to go about the same size, come up here, and pull it. But you see, we get a much bigger flower than if we were just embroidering with embroidery floss. Okay, and I have so much of this ribbon that this is actually helpful to my trying to use up my stash. Okay, so just going with the simple. If you are someone that has done a lot of embroidery, and I am going to count, you can do cross stitch for this if you have a little cross stitch pattern that you've been wanting to do. You can do cross stitch. Okay, but you can see that this is much bigger than if I was doing embroidery floss. And you can do all the things. You can do the French knots, all the things with your ribbon. You can Google it ribbon embroidery. My friend and a bunch of ladies from church made a beautiful quilt, all ribbon embroidered. It was absolutely stunning. Okay, so I'm going to do 6 petals on this one. Okay. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut it and tie it off. Okay, so that's going to give me my little ribbon daisy. Okay, and I can pull that to the side and come over here, and I'm going to grab the blue. There's one of the ends right there. Okay. So since this is real similar to the blues that I've been using. Okay, this might be your thing, it might not. That's why there's 7 different things for you to choose from. You are to pick 5 ways to alter your fabric. And if you choose patchwork, it is different patchwork than what your cover is. They're 2 separate. Your cover for this project needs to be patchwork. You could cut this down and have it just be 3, but if I can get them all through there, I really want to use the whole string for what I'm doing. You might have some embroidery type patterns and things in your magazines. Okay, I'm gonna come from right here, and just like I did on the other one, I'm just gonna pull this. I'm not gonna and I'm doing my thing. This is tying a knot. Okay, and pulling it through. Okay, and I want to make like a looping stalk here. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and tie this off. There we go. Okay, so I got my little knot there, and I'm going to do the same thing. So this is not how you do a French knot. My French knots always end up all tangled up, so I just do a knot. After 50 years of crafting, there are some things that I just go, okay, yeah, I don't do those very good, so I'm going to do it this way. Now, I do have a little tool to show you here in just a minute that was gifted to me, and we're going to try it and see how it does. It's meant for paper, but I'm going to try it on fabric. Okay, now what I could do here is I could stop with the large, the thick blue, okay, and I could switch to a thinner, you know, like half the size, and I would have smaller knots. Okay, let's do 2 more. Okay, Now you want at least a couple of pieces of embroidered fabric. Okay, so at least a couple of pieces that you're going to be able to use for different things. So there's that, and then I can come over to this other side, do the same thing maybe over here, and I can add leaves in green. So yeah, so we'll see. Let's go ahead and let me show you that tool I was talking about. Or we could just go ahead and tie this to this. There we go. Okay, so there's that. I did have this one that I start, and I'll probably make a stem that kind of goes like this, like the daisies falling over, maybe. So there's that. Okay, so our little tool, and what I have is this stitch tool. It's for paper. We are going to try it on fabric. Okay, so I'm going to cut a little piece of the fabric, and the one that I have is the daisy stitch, and Bonnie got me the daisy stitch, and somebody else, I think it might have been Martha, got me the little wand tool. Okay, so the wand tool, this came with a straight stitch. Okay, so it makes holes for a straight stitch. This makes holes for a daisy. You need to have a foam piece underneath, and we're going to go ahead and put that in and just pull it towards me, and it's going to leave holes where I'm to make my daisy. Okay, and let's see, so there's the 5, there's the 5. I'm going to go ahead and use my pen. I'm just going to let's mark the center. Okay, that's the center, there's 5. That's the center, there's 5. That's the center. This one's missing one over here. Okay. Okay, so these are by We Are Memory Keepers, and this is what we're going to be making. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go with blue because we have the blue thread in our needle. Okay, and I'm not gonna worry about an embroidery hoop here. Okay, so I'm going to start in the center. I'm going to come back in the center hole and come out to one of the 5 outstanding star pieces. Okay, I'm really going to wish I had a little tiny embroidery hoop set up. I have one somewhere. I don't know where though. Okay, and we'll go right in here, and then we'll come to the next, back into the center hole. So you're actually using that center hole. Oh, what happened there? Okay, and back into the center hole, out to the edge, have our little thing go around it. you know, just in case you don't have a embroidery hoop, I'll show you that you can still do this. But if you have one of these stitch things, I suggest you take it out and check it out. See if it's something that you'll ever use. The key is this foam. That's a mouse pad that I had. That is the key. And these are way bigger than what I thought they were. Okay, we're in the center again. So if you are using embroidery as one of your ways of altering fabric, you actually need to do the embroidery. It's not picking a piece of fabric that has embroidery happening on it, although you can have some of that in your journal if you have like some of the Indian fabrics or something that has embroidery on it. You can do that. But as for one of your 5 things, then look at, you can see them really good from this side, just so you know. Okay, so here we go. We'll start another one. I'll go ahead and speed this up. Okay, so the one thing I would recommend is stopping after each flower, because if I wanted to use that separate, it would not, you know, it's connected. So I will need to go ahead and continue this and finish that. But that was using the little daisy. It's called So Easy by We Are Memory Keepers Stitch Piercer. Lazy Daisy. So, yay, we tried that, and I actually like it. So I will probably go ahead and cut a larger piece and do some Lazy Daisies and have those for my journal as well. So another thing that you can do is adding beads, okay? So adding beads and sequins and things to your embroidery to finish it out. So don't forget about ribbon embroidery, and also if you have the stitch tool, I challenge you to try it. See if you like it. I have blue beads. So, okay. So there you go. Embroidering. And we'll be able to use these in the patches for the patchwork. This size right here would make a great fabric flip. Remember, we are making 15 fabric page element ideas, as well as 15 fabric tags, cards, and inserts for our journals. And so all of these ways that we are altering our fabric are ways that we are pieces that we'll be able to use to make those embellishments and to make our journals beautiful. So I hope that embroidery might be one of the ones that you're choosing as your 5. I look forward to seeing what you do. If you're interested in this challenge, the details videos in the description box down below. We'd love to have you join us. Don't forget that all Valentine digitals are on sale in the DearJulieJulie Etsy shop through the weekend, including the new Children in the Field, and that's the one that I'm using in my challenge journal. Find something to celebrate every day. Have an amazing day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye-bye. Okay, but I can pull this through. Well, I was able to pull it through earlier. Okay. Okay, something went on here. We have I don't know what happened here. Oh, I see. Okay. And apparently I went through one of these pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and tie it to that. Embroidery hoop, poop.